Rising sea levels and more intense storms will severely impact coastal areas as the Earth becomes warmer, scientists say. And according to a new UN report, women who have to feed their families will face special challenges and must help shape the response to climate change. How can poor communities adapt? Experience from the Philippines shows that mobilizing women can make a difference in addressing environmental concerns. Ubay on Bohol Island has already learned the hard way that living standards fall when human activity harms the marine environment. Dynamite fishing and other destructive practices led in the 1990s to a sharp decline in the once bountiful fish catch.
Lisod gyud kay ang mga isda imbis mo dagko gagmay na lang.
When fewer fish were caught, it affected women. Since we managed the household budget, we had to buy smaller fish, and they became more expensive. That made it harder to send our kids to school.
In the past few years, Ubay women and men have worked together to reverse the damage. With strong leadership and active community support, the town established fishing sanctuaries and imposed steep penalties for using dynamite or illegal nets. Mangrove swamps, once plundered for firewood, are being replanted, restoring the habitat where fish reproduce and offering greater protection against storms.
The fish won't go near the shore if there are no mangroves. That's where they lay their eggs. When the mangroves were cut, we didn't catch many fish. But now that they are guarded and allowed to grow, our catch has increased.
The active participation of neighborhood women was one key to Ubay's success. The UN Population Fund's 2009 report on the state of world population says efforts to adapt to climate change must involve women and pay special attention to their specific needs.
Women are on the front lines as their communities are buffeted by the impacts of climate change. We've seen that with especially destructive storms such as Cyclone Nargis in Myanmar and Hurricane Katrina in the United States. Women are often most vulnerable to the impacts of climate change as they are to other kinds of disasters and conflicts. Women also bring their own perspectives to society's efforts to reduce emissions and to adapt to climate change, and we need those perspectives. Finally, when women have full access to reproductive health care, including contraceptive services, they have children later in life and fewer of them than otherwise would be the case. That will contribute to the eventual stabilization of world population, and that will help reduce future greenhouse gas emissions.
In Ubay, women not only protect coastal resources, they're helping families to escape poverty by teaching livelihood skills. With extra money, mothers will be better able to send their children to school.
We plan to organize ourselves into a women's association where we can learn new ways to earn income aside from fishing and farming.
Helping women to choose smaller families is also seen as critical to fighting poverty. That's one reason Ubay invests in reproductive health care. Rosalina understands this well. Her husband's meager income as a farm worker barely feeds her 6 children.
Life is hard with such a big family. When we run out of rice, I give my share to the children and to my husband. I also gather clams to sell so I can buy more rice.
But now Rosalina uses contraception, attends classes and hopes to get a job one day. Educating and empowering women helps to build more resilient communities that can better adapt to current and future challenges.
A world that will be dealing with climate change for decades to come can't afford to limit the potential of half of its population to contribute to the solution.